Hello. Hello, good morning. Yeah, hello, good morning, everybody. If you're just joining us, welcome to the first live session we'll be having for our Get Into Tech the Easy Way classes. Good morning and welcome. So I believe we'll be having most of our viewers today to be students from our Get Into Tech the Easy Way class. So a brief rundown of the class Get Into Tech the Easy Way class is basically a class we have developed and designed to ensure that we take people who are enthusiastic about building solutions with technology, or people who are enthusiastic about increasing their earning potentials, gaining more skills, and leveraging the information available to be able to work on themselves to be agents of impact and agents of change in the society and the global sphere in general. So we've designed that class to be an easy introduction, a very simplified introduction of a pathway for those sets of people to transition into technology. You don't need to start out mastering thousands of lines of codes or snippets of codes, reading so much books and the rest. It's the first step. The Get Into Tech the Easy Way class is the first step to usher you into tech, give you a smooth ride into tech. No coding needed, no hard skills. Generally, we are learning to design websites without writing a single line of code. It is meant for to actually whet your appetite, get you into tech, and build the consistency for you to follow on, upskill, and grow to the highest of your potentials in technology. So once again, you're welcome to today's session. Please this is live on our YouTube channel Syntatek. Do want to like, subscribe, and drop your comments if you have any question on the channel. So today we are taking our class a step further, because what's the point of teaching you to catch fish if we can not also teach you to be able to sell that fish you've caught here before? That line used to be, don't give me fish, teach me to catch fish. We're actually giving you fish, teaching you to catch the fish, and we are taking it a step further to actually teach you to sell that fish. And that is the whole point of these live sessions. So for every cohort of our Get Into Tech the Easy Way class, by the way, the class has been designed to be free. It has been free since inception, and we are currently on our fifth cohort here, with over 3,000 students having joined and benefited from it so far. So please follow us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube rather, follow us on social media. We are Syntatek on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on x.com, that's formerly Twitter. Follow us, catch our live updates, and at any point when a new cohort will actually commence on Monday, you can do well to take this as an opportunity to register as quickly as you can, and take part of the session. So without wasting more time, we are going to delve into the today's session as it has been designed to be, and I'm going to be sharing my slides and giving us a presentation, which is a basic rundown of all we have to do. Yeah. So once again, the topic of today's live session is setting up your website design skill as a high-paying gig. It's assumed that everyone who is watching has an interest in getting to take the Easy Way class, or has already enrolled for the class, or already has the website design skill, which is a prerequisite for you to be able to now navigate through and get adequate understanding of this live session. So it is brought to you by Syntatek. I remain your humble host, the founder of Syntatek. So what is Syntatek? Briefly, I'm going to run you down through the brand, Syntatek, the idea behind Syntatek, and what you stand to do. Syntatek simply is a technology solutions company. That is how we like to see ourselves. We are focused on building solutions with technology. Yes, for businesses, for individuals, for organizations, for institutions. Any problem that you as an individual could be facing, your business could be facing, your organization, or even an institution as big as government, parastatals, government agencies, in any any problem that could be solved or tackled with technology, we exist to actually look at such problems and ideate to design, develop, and build functioning solutions that will make your life easier, your business easier, and improve the processes that you encounter in your everyday life. So services that we render include integration of artificial intelligence into your businesses. We also do design automation systems to remove all the manual processes and automate everything to run seamlessly in your business or in your organization, to cut out human errors. We also do render services like digital marketing and advertising, branding and creative positioning, website and software development, project management, and also educational services, where we teach all these services. We also teach them, because beyond providing solutions for businesses, individuals, and brands, we are also committed to making sure that the technology education is democratized in the whole of Africa, so that we are not left behind in the technology revolution age. So that is also our mission, to democratize the knowledge of technology across Africa. So our tech education services is rendered through our flagship product, Getting to Tech the Easy Way, which I've given a run through of during the introduction. We've had 5 cohorts so far, with over 3,000 registered participants and students. So that's for Syntatek. I think basically I also have to introduce myself. Who is Ebube? I'm the founder of Syntatek. You can check me out on LinkedIn. And for the company Syntatek, please log on to www.syntatek.com to learn more about the company, the brand, and our services rendered. So who is Ebube? Please, you can check me out on LinkedIn. So Ebube is the founder of Syntatek, and I like to see myself as a curator of solutions. Judging from my experiences and my time as a student, I've been able to leverage ideas, leverage relationships, leverage skills, and be able to put together systems and teams that have been able to build solutions to identified problems around me. I recall the time when we had, as a student, we had new students always battling with the issues of writing their electronic test exams in the school, because it was somewhat hard to navigate the technicalities with the software and the processes of the test. We were able to spot that problem, and we built a preparatory electronic test program where students were able to simulate the real test scenarios before the test. It gave them an ability to familiarize with the technologies, the software, the nuances related to the software and the processes, and they were able to adopt and prepare better strategies to be able to navigate the whole process before the real test period, and it helped the student a lot. I also like to also refer back and fall back to a time when we always had recurring electoral issues because of human errors and human interference in our electoral practices. While I was also a student, we took the initiative again to also come up with designing and developing an independent electronic voting system where voting became automatically electronic. Everything went online seamlessly, transparently, faster voting time, and it made the voting process so transparent and as easy as it could be. We were able to have a record number of voters through that process. We were able to reduce the results collation time from over 4 hours to like under 18 minutes, and we were able to gain a lot of praise and recommendation. A significant period from my time in school will also be a time where I decided to run to run for students union, my students institution presidency, because I also spotted lapses, processes that could be improved, problems that could be solved, and I took the initiative to run for president. I won resoundingly, and I had an amazing team that I worked together with to be able to ensure that we provided solutions and improved processes. So basically, this is a summation of my person, my being, and it is something I've come to try to inculcate into Syntatek as a brand. So we are going to continue now. So we are diving into the live session proper, and the question now is why website design? One of our services in Syntatek, like I introduced earlier, is actually technology education. If you look at all our other services, we teach AI, we run AI integration, we can help your business start working with artificial intelligence, we can automate your processes, we can design services that we audible enough. So we also design systems, design systems for marketing your company, your business, or your organization. But out of all these skills, why did we choose to start with teaching website design? Why? Is there any specialty with website design? What is that perk or indistinguishable benefits that website design offers? Does it actually have anything like that? So let me explain. Why did we start with website design? I'm going to give us 3 or 4 points here. First thing is that website design is actually the most in-demand freelance skill. What is a freelance skill? A freelance skill is a skill that you can offer individually. Like anyone could just contact you, pay you huge sums of money as far as you can demonstrate that yes, I can actually implement this skill to produce a valuable product, which is a website. So this point is backed by research. Yes, a research by PayPal shows that 36% of businesses hire freelancers for website design, making it the single most used freelance skill worldwide. The sources are from Blogging Wizard and LLC Body. So PayPal, the financial transaction company, checked through the businesses that transact on their platform and saw that 36%, that's nearly just 14% short of half of the entire businesses that transact on paper, actually transact to pay freelancers to design websites for them. That's like nearly a third of businesses worldwide that exist on paper, which is one of the biggest financial transaction platforms, actually pay for websites design. Yeah. So you see that the demand kind of outpaces every other popular service, like programming, graphic design, and marketing implementation. So students, once you website design is such an in-demand skill that is necessary to the demand is already there. Yes, it's not something that you have to struggle to get acceptance, struggle to find the demand. The demand already exists. It's left for you. It's easy for you to just plug into that demand and carve out a portion for yourself. So the second point is that website design is actually lucrative and has a high salary potential that is well above average. That's also backed by verifiable statistics. So if you go to check the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics from their report in 2024, they stated that the median yearly wage for website designers is actually around 98,000 US dollars. I think that's nearly 100,000 US dollars. And to reference the recent overwhelming victory, which is it's actually overwhelming because it's not every day you see someone come from 2-0 down to win a competition 3-2. Yes. So let's reference, and once again, congratulations to the Super Falcons of Nigeria, Women African Cup of Nations champions for the year 2024. They were handsomely rewarded with 100,000 US dollars each, the players. That's nearly 150 million naira. So the US Bureau of Labor Statistics is actually pointing out to the fact that as a website designer, in a year, earnings could be up to 150 million naira. Yeah, it could be for web developers and web designers. And the median of the wage that US people make in a year for most of the major occupations is around half of that. Yeah, 49,500. So I'm going to also share another point. The third point is that it has strong job growth and market expansion. So web designers and web developers, there's an opportunity, and nearly an 8% opportunity for the market to grow, for the market to expand from 2023 to over 2033. That's like an over 10 years gap. It's much faster than average. It's growing much faster than average competitions. It's 16,500 annually. So those are the first sources, and it also points out that the website design market is expected to jump from $58.5 billion in 2022 to over 100 billion in 2031. The last thing is that the fourth point is that accessible entry. It is an accessible entry, or I like to fashion it this way, that it actually has a low barrier of entry. When you think about a lot of skills, likes of website design is actually so apologies. I think we had a brief interruption to our recording. So I'm going to continue with sharing the screen again. Yes, the last point which I was discussing is the low barrier of entry. It is very easy for you to learn website design. Yeah, you could even consider like we teach the website design process within 2 weeks, and we give practical classes within another 2 weeks. In our Getting to Tech the Easy Way class, you can learn to build a website after just 7 days. At the end of 2 weeks, we also put you through how you can get your own high paying clients. Like within 14 days, you could actually get high paying clients. And before the end of the class, we also guide you to be able to have built your own business from just a website design skill. So the barrier of entry is very low. It's very easy to start. You could learn and begin to implement as easily as possible with website design. So with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you that website design is actually one of the best skills to adopt in your initial or your novel stage, the beginning stage at which you are trying to transition into tech. And trust me, believe me, website design has a whole broad, wild range of opportunities embedded in it. So the next thing we are now going to delve into is actually setting up your website design skill as a high paying gig. Yeah. How can you now set up your website design skill as a high paying gig? How? What is the process of carrying this out? Now, there are two processes we'll be talking about today. I'm just going to, because this session is going to be as brief as possible. It is the first session in the series. There will be no need to, bore us with a lot of information. We are just going to share the little we can. But I promise, I'm going to actually be delving and dwelling more on the second point, which is less known, less popular. Actually, is like the real deal when it comes to monetizing the website design skill. So the first method to setting up your skill as a high paying gig, in essence, the question is, how can I make more money with this skill that I've learned? Yes, how can this skill put money in my bank account? How can this skill meet my needs and pay my bills? Yeah, that's the question in its real essence. And the first method you can exploit is freelancing. It's an immediate income opportunity. Like, you really just have to set up your freelance profiles, set up yourself and position yourself as a freelancer in the best way possible, and you could be able to attract clients as quickly as possible. So I'm going to list that. First of all, going the freelance route, it demands that you build in public. You set up your social media profiles to reflect who you are, the skill you've learned, and the skill you are practicing. Yes, your online presence must reflect these two things: that you have learned the skill and that you are practicing the skill. So it's not just enough to have learned it. You must be able to put it into practice and have proof of your practical implementation of that skill online. People should be able to search up your name and see projects that you've done. Yeah, people should be able to search up your name and see your portfolio. And part of our Get Into Tech the Easy Way class, for our students, we make it easy. We have student subdomain hosting service. Yeah, so as far as you have enrolled for our class, you are entitled to a website. We offer a website to you. You can get your own website where you can easily build your own portfolio to show proof that you are already practicing a skill that you have learned or that you are still learning. So that's the first point for freelancing. Set up your social media platforms to show the skill you've learned and the skill you are practicing. The second thing is to leverage freelancing platforms, the likes of Upwork, the likes of There's another one, freelance. Yeah, Fiverr. Sorry, there's freelancer. There's Upwork. You leverage them and you optimize your profiles to project you to be the best candidate amongst a collection of other people that are offering that same service in your niche. And the beauty of freelance is that you could actually attract clients from anywhere. You could attract Nigerian clients, you could attract European clients, you could attract clients in the United States. Like there is no limitation to your possibilities when it comes to freelancing. Yes. So that is it for freelance. I think for the next session we are going to deal more on freelancing. Yes, we are going to talk more about freelancing. But for today, we would be talking more on website flipping, because from my interaction with people, from our discussions and research, basically we've discovered that this is a less or little known method when it comes to making money with website design. So we are going to talk about it because it takes more time, but it guarantees more money. Yeah. It could take you a lot more time, but with consistency and with value that you have offered, you'll make a ton of money. Yeah, you definitely be very much profitable in the website flipping method. So I'm sure the viewers might be as curious as what is website flipping. Let's get to it. Website flipping is just like real estate, but this time around it is without landlord stress. Yeah, my African brothers and sisters should be able to relate. With the housing crisis and housing deficit in many parts of this side of the world, landlords are basically people who own land or own buildings that they offer for rent. And for you as a tenant in this kind of properties, tenants tend to have experienced a lot of stress, troubles, and tenants have to be very tenacious to be able to withstand the stress that landlords offer. So website flipping has to do is similar to real estate this time around, because in real estate people go in, buy land, develop it and sell it for a profit. And that's how website flipping works. You basically get your website, you buy your website, because sure, like I said, everybody seeing this video should obviously be interested in website design or already going through our Get Into Tech the Easy Way class. And if you want to already get into tech, get into the class, the GITTEW, that's what we call it, Get Into Tech the Easy Way class, don't miss out. Just send us a message on any of our social media channels: LinkedIn, Syntatek on LinkedIn, Syntatek on Twitter, Syntatek on Instagram, Syntatek on Facebook. Just send us a message. You get a link to register for the next cohort. So buy your website. In website flipping, you buy your website, you buy your domain name, your hosting name, generally all that pertains to your website. You now start building. You build your website the same way you build a house. You furnish your website, you paint it, include amenities like light, water, give some beautiful finishing, tile it. We are using the scenario of a house. You tile it, put in air conditioning. You can, because of the part of the country part of the world where we live, you can put in solar as a backup to the national electricity program. You have solar, that means you have lights, the main light. You have a backup electricity supply system. These are all the things that make a house more valuable. You apply the same process, the same thought process to your website design skill. Yes, you have already got your website, got your domain name, and then this time around you start building. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. This time around you start building. You get your website and you start building. You get your website, you build. You build, you build, and you build. Then you sell. Now, I want us to continue with the analogy. Let's say there's a house with, you built a house, a 1-bedroom flat, and that house does not have water. The environment is bushy, it is not tiled, there is no connection to the main electricity supply. Yeah. Basically there's no ceiling. But on the other hand, you also have a 1-bedroom flat in the same location, mainly side by side each other. But in contrast, this one is fenced. Yeah, the environment is not bushy. In fact, there are paving tiles, interlocking tiles in the exterior, like in the outside of the house. Inside, the floors are tiled, the walls are beautifully painted. Yeah, you have constant electricity supply. You also have a backup solar electricity supply system. You have running water, but there's no ceiling. Now, there's no ceiling in the first one, there's also no ceiling in the second. But look at the differences in the pegs of these two houses. Tell me, which website is actually going to sell more? Now, what category of people do you actually think would approach buying house B with all its amenities and house A? Which category of people do you also think will approach buying the house A that has limited features? Obviously, those who would desire buying house B need of all those features. So that is one thing you must take note about in website flipping. Two things rather. The key for website flipping is to first of all build with the mind of what do the customers, people that might want to buy this website, what would they want? As you are building your house, what would the potential tenants want? Oh, they want comfort. They will need an air conditioning system in the house. Oh, they will need basic necessity of light. You make provisions for light. Oh, they will need basic necessity of water. You make provisions for water. The same thing when you are building your website.